Water. Learning objectives. Water as a natural resource. Importance of water. Sources of water. Water scarcity. Uses of water. Water as a natural resource. Water as a natural resource. Substances that we get from environment or nature to meet our needs for the survival of life are called resources. These resources can be classified into two categories: pond, lake, river, sea. 1. One which need to keep us and other living organism alive, i.e. water and air. 2. Other from which we obtain energy or other substances useful for a civilized life, i.e. forests, minerals, fossil fuels, etc. Water is a renewable natural resource. The distribution of water varies from place to place. Water is also found in other reservoirs on the earth like ponds, rivers and lakes. It is also found under the ground and in glaciers in the form of ice. It is also present in atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Although there is a huge amount of water on the earth, yet the amount of usable water for humans and other animals is limited. Out of the total water, only 0.01% is available for human consumption. Rest of the water is either in oceans, 97.4%, or remains frozen in glaciers or polar ice. Water is not distributed evenly on the earth. Some parts have abundant water while other parts have scarcity of water. You must have experienced the scarcity of water in big towns or cities. Many human activities have been continuously polluting water. In this chapter, you will study about importance, sources, properties, scarcity, uses and pollution of water. Importance of water. Bodies of all plants and animals contain 70% to 90% water. The following table shows the amount of water present, by weight, in some animals and plants. Name: amount of water. Human beings 70%. Elephant 80%. Potato 78%. Tomato 90%. Apple 86%. Watermelon 90%. Cucumber 96%. Take about 1 kilogram of tomatoes and weigh them on a scale. Cut the tomatoes into small pieces and leave them to dry under the sun for 2 days. Weigh the same pieces of tomatoes again. What do you observe? You will observe that the weight of tomatoes has been reduced. This is because the water present in tomatoes has evaporated. Thus, tomatoes contain water. Tomatoes contain water. Can you find the percentage of water present in the tomatoes? Use the following formula for calculating the water content of tomatoes. P equals X minus Y. Multiply 100, where P equals percentage of water in tomatoes. X equals original weight of the tomatoes, Y equals weight of the dried tomatoes. Weighing machine. Water in our body. Water is known as one of the important substances which sustains life on the earth. This is because of the following reasons. Water is the main component of body cells of all living beings. Water inside the bodies of animals/humans dissolves minerals, gases and many products of digestion and carries them to the place of need in the body. Water provides a medium for all biochemical reactions inside our bodies to take place. Water helps in maintaining proper temperature in animals, humans and plants by the process of sweating, evaporation and transpiration. Water in plants. Water also performs a variety of roles in a plant's life. 1. Water helps in transportation of nutrients in the plant body. Plants have roots that go deep in the soil. Their roots have root hair, which absorb water. This water is transported to other parts of the plant. 2. Water helps in the process of preparation of food by green parts of plants like leaves along with carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. This process is known as photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to prepare. 3. Water helps in transportation of carbohydrates from leaves to other parts of the plants. 4. Water is necessary for germination of seeds and growth of plants. Take some gram or bean seeds and soak them in water for 3 to 4 hours. Remove the seeds from water and keep them wrapped in a wet piece of cloth for 2 days. Take them out. What do you see? You will see that the wet seeds have begun the process of germination. Now, in another experiment, take same quantity of gram or bean seeds and do not soak them in water. Wrap these seeds in a piece of cloth for similar number of days and observe. What do you see? You will see that the unsoaked seeds do not germinate. This shows that water is required for germination of seeds. Photosynthesis in leaf. Germinated seed. Sources of water. The various sources of water are mentioned below. 1. Rainwater. Rainwater is the main source and the purest form of natural water. You have seen that it rains when the water vapor in the air condenses. Therefore, rainwater is like distilled water. It is free from solid soluble impurities. However, it contains dust particles. It also contains some dissolved gases present in the air, such as carbon dioxide. In places where the air is polluted, it may also contain harmful substances such as acids. Rain. 2. Surface water. The surface water is present on the Earth's surface. It consists of rainwater, river water, lake water and sea water. Rainwater, that runs off the surface of the Earth, forms streams and rivers. These streams and rivers supply water to almost all parts of our country. In our country, rivers like Ganga, Godavari and Brahmaputra maintain sufficient water around the year. However, there are many rivers that dry during summer. The surface water is not utilized fully and falls into the seas. The river water, on its way, dissolves some soluble salts and acquires many suspended impurities. This pollutes the water, making it unfit for drinking. As you know, the water from rivers and lakes is the major source of drinking water in towns and cities. This water is purified before supplying it into houses for drinking and other purposes. In all parts of the world, including India, dams have been built on the rivers to ensure proper use of water. Surface water. 3. Groundwater. When rain falls, some of it immediately evaporates back into the atmosphere. Some runs off the surface forming streams and rivers, and some passes the soil into the non-porous rocks beneath. This is underground water or groundwater. The level of groundwater is called the water table. The groundwater may run along the surface of non-porous rock and come out of the surface at some place to form a natural spring. As groundwater passes through the soil, it gets filtered by several layers of sand and rock. It is therefore almost free of suspended impurities. But it contains dissolved salts from the soil. It can also contain germs. Groundwater can be obtained by digging wells or sinking tube wells to reach the water table. Deep groundwater is usually safe for drinking. Spring. Well. 4. Ocean and sea water. The oceans and seas cover more than 2/3 surface of the earth. Sea and ocean water contains large amount of various salts. This is due to these salts that sea/ocean water is salty and is called saline water. Sea/ocean water cannot be used for drinking, washing clothes and for irrigation purpose due to the various salts present in it. C. Water scarcity. Water scarcity occurs when the amount of water withdrawn from lakes, Rivers or groundwater is so great that water supplies are no longer adequate to satisfy all human or ecosystem requirements, bringing about increased competition among potential demands. Scarcity is likely to occur sooner in regions where the per capita availability of water is low to start with, and with high population growth. It becomes more serious if demand per capita is growing owing to changes in consumption patterns. Water scarcity. Sci facts. Water scarcity affects 1 in 3 people on every continent and is getting worse as water needs rising with population growth, urbanization, and increased usage by households and industry. Causes of scarcity of water. There are 2 main causes of the shortfall in the Earth's usable water supply. First, population growth. Agriculture and industrial development are using more and more water each day. At the same time, the Earth's capacity to store water is decreasing. Deforestation is removing trees and their root systems that help soak up and store water and replenish the supply of groundwater. When the land is stripped of trees and ground cover, as is the case in many developing countries, the ground cannot absorb rain. Instead, the rain runs off hillsides and causes flooding that washes away rich, productive topsoil. Topsoil loss makes land less productive, and the decrease in crop production is devastating to families living in rural areas that depend on farming for their livelihood. Small farmers in developing countries without financial resources and other safety nets depend on adequate water supply and consistent weather patterns for their safety and livelihood. Water scarcity and extreme weather like flooding and hurricanes can cause serious losses to farm crops and livestock, depleting family income used for food, schooling, housing, and medicine. Uses of water. Uses of water include agricultural, industrial, household, recreational, and environmental activities. Virtually all of these human uses require fresh water. Only 2.5% of water on the Earth is fresh water, and over 2/3 of this is frozen in glaciers and polar ice caps. Agriculture. It is estimated that 70% of worldwide water is used for irrigation. In some areas of the world, irrigation is necessary to grow any crop at all. In other areas, it permits more profitable crops to be grown or enhances crop yield. As global populations grow, and as demand for food increases in a world with a fixed water supply, there are efforts underway to learn how to produce more food with less water, through improvements in irrigation methods and technologies, agricultural water management, crop types, and water monitoring. Water in agriculture. Industrial. An industry uses water in many ways. It uses water for cleaning fruits and vegetables before canning and freezing them. It uses water as a raw material in soft drinks, canned foods, and many other products. But most of water used by the industry is for cooling. For example, water cools the steam used in producing electric power from fuel. In maintaining low temperature, i.e. air condition cools the hot gases product in refining oil and the hot steel made by the steel mills. Water in industrial use. Household. In our homes we require water for cleaning, cooking, bathing, and carrying away wastes. Kid drinking water. Water in cooking. Water for cleaning. Water for bathing. Each person may use an average of about 260 liters of water a day in the home. Water for power. People use water to produce electric power to light homes and to run industries. Electric power stations burn coal or fuel to convert water into steam, which supplies energy to run machines that will produce electricity. Hydroelectric power stations use the energy of falling water from waterfalls and dams to turn the water turbines that drive a generator to produce electricity. Water conservation. The most important step in the direction of finding solutions to issues of water and environmental conservation is to change people's habits. This includes each one of us. Water conservation is the right thing to do. We can follow some of the simple things that have been listed below and contribute to water conservation. Remember to use only the amount you actually need. Encourage your family to keep looking for new ways to conserve water in and around your home. Make sure that your home is leak-free. Many homes have leaking pipes that go unnoticed. Do not leave the tap running while you are brushing your teeth or soaping your face. Avoid flushing the toilet unnecessarily. Put a brick or any other device that occupies space to cut down on the amount of water needed for each flush. When washing the car, use water from a bucket and not a hose pipe. Do not throw away water that has been used for washing vegetables, rice or dals. Use it to water plants or to clean the floors, etc. You can store water in various ways. A simple method is to place a drum on a raised platform, directly under the rainwater collection source. You can also collect water in a bucket during the rainy season. Controlling topsoil erosion through water management techniques. Preventing degradation of land by managing natural resources. Dams. Washing car from bucket. Closing tap of wash basin while brushing. Watering plants by bottles. Rainwater harvesting drum. Increasing access to potable water by drilling tube wells and building water catchments. Encouraging active community participation in preserving water. Rainwater harvesting. The water table is continually decreasing due to excessive use of water. This can be prevented by effective percolation of rainwater into the soil. The method used is called as rainwater harvesting. In this method, a pit is dug in the ground. This pit is filled with layers of bricks, coarse gravel, sand, granite pieces and soil. When it rains, the water is channeled to the pit. The water stored in this pit percolates into the soil. Rainwater harvesting. Keywords: groundwater, water present inside the Earth's surface. Water table, the level of groundwater. Surface water, water present on the Earth's surface. Rainwater harvesting, a method of rainwater collection from rooftops of building. Summary: water is found abundantly on the earth. Water is an inexhaustible natural resource. Almost all our activities are governed by water. Water helps in transportation of nutrients in the plant body. Water is necessary for germination of seeds and growth of plants. Water scarcity occurs when amount of water withdrawn from groundwater is so great that water supplies are no longer adequate to satisfy all human requirement. There are two main causes of the shortage of the Earth's usable water supply. I. Population growth. 2. Agriculture and industrial development. It is estimated that 70% of worldwide water is used for irrigation. We can conserve water to change people's attitudes and habits. Rainwater harvesting can avoid the scarcity of water.